if it is in conjugate position, where is conjugate position? Conjugate position is this. So I mean, for this pi bond, which is here, the conjugate position is this. So there should have been pi bond here, or sorry, pi orbital here, but there is no pi orbital here, right? There should be a pi orbital with this lone pair, so that this movement or the transfer or the flow of electron should take place hypothetically. We should always keep it in mind that it is all hypothetical structures. So if that is the difference here, so what is the case where there is conjugation? Conjugation case is this. On C, there is a lone pair. So where is that lone pair? That lone pair is in the pi orbital or p orbital. There is p orbital here as well. There is p orbital here as well. So now these movements can happen, movements can take place, because here there are two electrons. These two, instead of forming a bond here, they can form a bond between B and C. Correct? But when we have this case, the pi electron is, or the pi orbital is here. This pi orbital is vacant. So because this is vacant, this won't be able to participate in resonance. Right? And instead of drawing all these diagrams, we just see that they are in conjugation with pi bond or not. That is, they should be at the alternate position of the pi bond. So here is the lone pair and here is the double bond. So this is an alternate position. Here they are taken as pi electron. The lone pairs are taken as pi electron, but here they are not in conjugation, so they won't be taken as pi electrons. So here it is, or you can say this is in conjugation with the pi bond. So that was about the points to consider while writing the resonating structures. Our next topic is the stability. Resonance is the reason, or resonance brings stability to the molecule. More number of resonating structures, more will be the stability. That is the, you can say, the very generic statement about stability and resonating structures. But there are some other fine points which we should know, and let's discuss them one by one. So first is that neutral molecules, and again this will be very important in all those questions which you see in your exam, where you have to compare the stability of the 4 or 5 compounds, mostly those. So such questions have to be answered keeping these things in mind if resonance is in picture there. So first is that neutral molecules are generally more stable than charge separated structures. Neutral molecules, that is molecule having no charge separation. Neutral molecules are generally more stable as compared to or than charge separated structures. So what does that mean? Suppose one structure is like this, having a double bond here and a double bond here. Another species, this is the case of A, double bond B, single bond C, double bond D. So this is case of resonance. So and we know that the resonating structure for this is actually this one. So the positive charge here and a negative charge at other place. So we have 2, 1 and 2. So out of these 1 and 2, 1 is more stable than 2, because in 2 there are two sides of charge, two sides of you can say two sides where there is electron density, and there another side there is electron electron scarcity and electron rich sides. So there is a charge separation which makes it less stable as compared to the neutral molecule. right? Then resonating structures with greater number of covalent bonds, that is sigma and pi bonds, are more stable. So more covalent bond, that is sigma and pi, then more strong is the structure, right? So as sigma bonds are same in all resonating structures, so obviously we are, I mean, if you have 4 resonating structures, all of 4 will have same sigma skeleton. That's what we have already seen. So that means we don't have to consider actually sigma. We will be just focus, or we will be focused mainly on these pi bonds. So more number of pi bonds. If there are 2 structures, in one there is 2 pi bond, in another there is only 1 pi bond, then the one with the 2 pi bond is more strong. So that also holds true for this. So there are two pi bonds in the first structure, which we can see here, right? This is pi and this is pi. So there are 2 pi here. Here there is only 1 pi bond. We are talking about bond, not electrons. And as you can see, the sigma bonds in all the structures will be same. So don't consider the sigma bond. Right. Next is resonating structures with complete octet for each atom is more stable, no matter if electronegative atom has positive charge or electropositive atom has negative charge. Right? So structures with complete octet for each atom. If there is a complete octet for each atom, so such structures are more stable. And it does not matter if electronegative element has the, I mean, if they have opposite charges, it doesn't matter at all, right? For example, CH3, CHO, CH3, right? So this is an ether, and on C, suppose there is a positive charge. So what will be its other structure? It will be CH3, CH, double bond O, and CH3, and now the charge, the double bond, will actually move to O. How this happened? Which scenario, or which out of the 13 general cases, which one is this? This is actually A having a positive charge and single bond B having a lone pair. This we should know to identify. Here is that case. This is having a positive charge and this is having a lone pair, which is not visible, but it is there, right? So due to this, what will happen now? O will give its lone pair to this single bond, and now it will form a double bond here, and because it has lost a lone pair, so there will be a positive charge on this O. So these are the two structures, structure 1 and structure 2. Which one is more stable? So the more stable is one where you will have complete octet for each atom. For each atom. Now here there is carbon, and here you can see that this is actually incomplete octet. So because it is incomplete octet, this is less stable. So stability wise, if I have to write now stability of this, I'll say number 2, second structure, is more stable than first structure. So that was this third point about the stability. Let's move to next point. The resonating structures with electronegative atom having negative charge and electropositive atom having positive charge. So the electronegative elements should have positive charge, should have negative charge, and electropositive atoms should have positive charge. If that is the case, they are more stable than those having the opposite, that is positive on electronegative and negative on electropositive. So this contradicts the third, which we have seen earlier. Here we said irrespective of positive charge on electronegative or negative charge on electropositive atom. But here what we are saying is different. And what is the difference? Difference is that this has the higher priority. The complete octet has the higher priority as compared to this having positive, negative, or negative, positive. Right? So how are we going to write this? That I'll simply write like this. Electronegative should get negative charge and electropositive should have positive charge. So if that is the case, it is more stable. But this comes later. First comes this third point, that is complete octet. That is more important, or that has higher weightage. So the positive charge should be on the electropositive element. So suppose we have this structure. Right? So this is an aldehyde. Here there is H, here O. And suppose there is a double bond here. So which structure is this? This is A, double bond B, single bond C, and on C there is a double bond. And what is the double bond here with O, and O has lone pairs. Now, what all structures are possible for this? The possible structures are that this O, which is electronegative, that takes this bonded electron to itself, and then there is positive charge developed here or lack of electron here, so that will be fulfilled by this bond. So what we'll be having now, we'll have this sigma skeleton will be as it is, so we did not change that. But this O bond will break and it will have a single bond, and on O there will be a negative charge. Correct. Now here there will be a double bond, and because from here it has lost the electron, so there will be a positive charge there. Now, is it still possible to have more? So we can see this case. This is A. So this is A, double bond B and C, and there is a negative charge on that. That is one case. So what will happen now, or what can happen now? Now again, from negative charge it moves, right? From the negative charge, the electron will move towards this. So there will be a double bond formed here, and again here there will be a single bond, and on, I mean, as you can see, you will have the same, but now the negative charge will move to somewhere else. Now, if you see here only these two, then we have this, which one is neutral. This one is neutral. correct? And there can be this is neutral, and here this carbon has positive charge and O has negative charge. Suppose hypothetically there is a structure like this. On O there is positive charge and on this carbon there is negative charge, and suppose it is just like this. Same thing. So our structures are structure 1, 2 and 3. Now what do we see in third structure? Octets and all are everywhere complete. But what we see there is O, which is electronegative, that has positive sign, and carbon, which is electropositive, that has negative sign. So now here, if we have to establish the relation between their strength, then first is more stronger than the second, which is stronger than the third. Third is the least strong because there the charges are on the opposite natured atoms. Okay, so that was our fourth point. Let's move to next point. Next is the resonating structures with similar charges or adjacent atoms are insignificant due to electrostatic repulsion and result into instability in molecules. So if the adjacent, or if I can simply write, if there is a repulsion, so molecules or structures with internal repulsion are less strong, right? Their strength is less or less stability, are less stable. So when is such things possible? When there are two positive charges together or when there are two negative charges together. So suppose it is like this, somehow you got this A plus and B plus. So this is less stable. A negative and B negative, less stable. So the charges, if the like charges are nearby or neighbors, then obviously that structure will be less stable. Okay, next is structure with linear conjugation. Linear conjugation is stronger than cross conjugation. Now, what does that mean? Suppose we have a structure like this. Here there is a double bond, then again just next here there is a double bond, and then again the next conjugate position, here there is a double bond. And we have this, suppose one more sigma bond here, right? Now, in this case, I mean sigma bond with some other, say CH3. And suppose there is this another one where there is a double bond here. There is a double bond here, correct? And suppose here there is some CH3. So maybe they are same structure of two different, I mean, same structure, resonating structures for two same compound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So the number of carbon atoms are same. What we see here is a linear conjugation, and suppose this is 2. So this is double bond. So this is called linear conjugation, and this is cross conjugation. So if it is cross conjugation, it is less stable. If it is linear conjugation, it is more stable. So if two groups are in conjugation with a particular group but not in conjugation with each other, then the system is said to have cross conjugation when they are not directly in conjugate positions. And one more, which is very important, is when we have equivalent resonating structures. So what are equivalent resonating structures? We have done some movement of electrons, and we may find that two or more than two or few of those resonating structures are actually similar, not similar, they are equal or equivalent, right? For example, say we have CH2 double bond CH and CH2 with a positive charge. What will be its resonating structure? It will be CH2 single bond CH and double bond CH2, and on this CH2 there will be a positive charge. So the carbon, right? Carbon, this is first carbon, this is second carbon, this is third carbon. Here it is first, second, and third. So you can see the bonds have changed, the bonds have moved, or the charges have moved. But the structures after this, I mean, if I give you these two structures at two different times, you won't be able to say that one is different from the other. Because this structure is also of this form, A double bond B C, on that there is a positive charge. And this is also of the same form, A double bond B C, there is a positive charge. So such structures are called equivalent structures or equivalent resonating structures. And more such these resonating structures, about this what we can say is more such equivalent structures, more is the stability. Right? So that is again very important point. So all these 7 points are important. So more equivalent structures in a resonance hybrid, that means that resonating structure or the final molecule is more stable. So the points which we have to take care to compare the stability of two different, this is what we have done here, is we have compared we have compared the stability of resonating structures of same compound. So we have compared resonating structures of same compound. What about stability of two different molecules? Different molecules or compounds. So this is different from the first one. First one, the one which we have already seen, discusses the stability of different resonating structures of same compound. Here we have two different compounds now, and based on resonance we have to see if it is possible to compare their stability or not. So these points are simple. You have two compounds, more the number of structures, more number of resonating structures, more stable. So if a compound has only 2 resonating structure, another has 3 resonating structures, the one with the 3 resonating structures will be more stable as compared to the one with only 2 resonating structures, if we are comparing it based on resonance, right? And if conjugation is same, that is, if number of resonating structures are same, then how will we break the tie? We will see whether it is aliphatic or aromatic. Then aromatic compound is more stable. But this point will come into picture only if there is aromatic compound. I mean, if there is one aliphatic and another aromatic compound, right? So these two are important points to consider about resonance to decide the stability of two different molecules. Another permanent effect is mesomeric effect. And there is no difference between resonance and mesomeric effect. They are actually same. Some of us call it resonance, few scientists call it mesomeric effect. But a very minute difference is still there. In case of molecules which do not have any polarity, such as a plain hydrocarbon where there is no polarity, the pi electrons may move in either direction. What does that mean? So we may have conjugation. That is, say, for example, CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2. So which generalized case is this? A double bond B, single bond C, and on C there is a double bond D. Now in this case is case for resonance that we have already seen that it is there is, why it is, because there are conjugate pi orbitals, and just not just pi orbitals with electrons, because C and D are forming double bonds, so they'll have pi orbital and they'll have electron in those pi orbitals. So this is the case of resonance. But now, how can we show the movement of these electrons? So there are two ways of showing this. Or in both the case, why this is possible? Because this is non-polar. They do not have any polarity. Why this is possible? Because there is no polarity. And because there is no polarity, so this movement can happen in both the directions. Now, in such case, resonance is operating in the molecule, but when the same compound is attached with, say, some other group, right? Instead of this, if we will have CH2 double bond CH, then CH double bond CH. Now there was another H here. So instead of that H, suppose I have this group. Only difference between these two is what? It starts from here. Instead of H2, two hydrogens here, I have removed one hydrogen and added a aldehyde group, CHO group. Now the electron will always move from, now the movement of electron will be in this direction. That is from here to here and from here to this. Why this will happen? because the CHO group carbon acquires partial positive charge and oxygen acquires partial negative charge. Therefore, in such resonance is called mesomeric effect. So such cases, the resonance is called mesomeric effect. Now this is also a permanent effect, similar to inductive effect, but it is distance independent. So this is a permanent but distance independent effect. So which one is mesomeric? This is mesomeric effect. And just like inductive effect, this group, which caused this to happen, it is caused by this group. Now this group can be of two types. One, electron withdrawing group, which we are seeing here, or another electron donating group. So if it is electron withdrawing group, it will withdraw the electron like this. So the molecule without the group, in that resonance can happen in any direction, but when that group comes into picture, that determines the direction of, or that fixes the direction of flow of electron. If that is the case, that is called mesomeric effect, right? So the groups which donate electron towards the conjugate system here, this will have, or the name for this will be plus M effect, and this one will be minus M effect. So the one which we see here, that is withdrawing the electrons from the conjugate system, that will be called minus M effect. Right? So these are different types of electronic effects for, or these are three different types of electronic effects which we can see in organic molecules. And these effects, all of these effects are actually permanent effect. All of them are permanent, not just this. That is inductive effect, resonance effect, and mesomeric effect. The one electronic effect which is left is hyperconjugation. And that hyperconjugation is the only one which is a temporary effect. So we'll see that in the next class. For the time being, we are done with all the permanent electronic effects which we see in these organic molecules. So revise these things